I have very little knowledge about bikes. Titanium skewers, this one from Risk. It's really light, it's amazingly light. 40 grams. The only problem I've had is my back wheels falling off twice, but I don't know if that's my fault or this, because it's very short, but now that I've been trying it again just in here, I seem to be getting it on alright. I'll explain in a minute. I've had the skewers for about 6 months. When your back wheel falls off, here I've taken the skewer out completely. It just sort of hangs about the chain. The chain sort of keeps it on. Well, if you're lucky anyway. I wasn't going at high speed or anything like that, I was just starting. So, yeah, it's not a very good situation. They do seem to point out this short thing on this note here. Note that it is forbidden to rely on the rotating handle to lock the wheel set. Well, that's what it feels like it's been like for me, but when I just checked there, it looked as if there was enough length that, because you want, if it comes loose, you want it still to be this, to be keeping it on just by the weight, even though if you go up a curb or something it'll probably fall off. But yeah, you don't want just squeezing this in to be the only thing that's holding it. Yeah, I've been looking around to see what other people say. 135 millimeters is pretty short really. I think possibly on an adult bike with disc brake you might be really wanting a 145 or something. I could be talking rubbish though, because I just tried it there and it looked like there was enough length to go through, but it seems to be on the short side though. I mean, maybe it's better with V-brakes. Maybe V-brakes, the width of your bike tyre isn't as much, or your bike wheel. I don't know really, but it's all very tight and I could be talking rubbish. They didn't come with springs, so I put springs in them, but maybe that was a mistake, because the spring will sort of force it out the way. So if you're very short, that might not be the thing that you want, but maybe they don't use springs anymore, I don't know. The fact that they didn't add springs, I mean, they seem a very modern design, so I seem to be getting marks here. I don't know how significant that is. Maybe that's where my natural wheel is hitting it or leaning on it. I don't know. Don't know if that's significant. They do tell you to check before each time you cycle. Apart from that concern, they're fantastic. I mean, they're ultra light. They seem to be good quality. I don't see any bending there. You don't want us to have bent at all. It's wobbling when it's moving nearby, and that's just that. Nice thing here. That's a great thing. Just so well thought out. I'm presuming that big side here goes on the inside. That's what I'm doing anyway. Not this side. They're a bit fiddly when I'm out and about. If I've had to, say if I've had the bike in the car and taken the wheel off. Only in the dark and that, Because if you lose one of these, then you're really in trouble. But that's the same way any skewer, isn't it? Really great design here on this side. For now I'm going to replace them with these, which I just bought. That's a sort of lock that you lock on here. It's actually really just an Allen key shape, but it's not a size you can get. I don't know what size it is. That there. It's about, I don't know, 5.7 or something. But I tried my ordinary Allen keys and I couldn't get one to fit. Maybe you can, I don't know, but I couldn't. But now with the weight difference, I'm starting to think I'll give these a go again. 40 grams. 98 grams. I've added that because you'll be carrying it around. Without it, 81 grams. Here's an old-fashioned one. It's not really a fair reflection because these are really old-fashioned. 146, because the old-fashioned ones used to have metal here and very big things there. At least that's plastic. But so it shows you how much you can save 100 grams maybe if you've still got old skewers. These are the rear skewers compared. It's just that extra 3mm just gives me security. Maybe it's because they're thicker as well, I don't know. My bike doesn't have much axle coming out either, so maybe that doesn't help either. This is the front wheel, so there's not much axle for it to actually hold on to. Well, that's the way I see it. Take two. Here's the Risk titanium one going through the rear axle. There's not much poke through there. I'd prefer another 5mm or something, you know. I'll compare it to this one, my new locking one. There's a lot of more poke through there, so that gives that something to hang on to. I'll loosen it and tighten it. I might put these, swap them round so that this is on the other side. See how that goes. So there's not much to hang on there, but yeah, it goes in alright. I'll try it the other way around with the handle bit turn next to the cassette, the rear cassette. Tightens up nicely like that. Now I'm using the screw on the other side to that'll be something like that. Risk. I put springs on the rear axle, but maybe that was a mistake in hindsight, because it's only the rear that's fallen off. It's the first skewers I've seen that don't have springs, so I just thought that they just hadn't supplied them, but maybe they recommend not using springs. My other new skewers, they came with springs. Anyway, back to what I was here for. I was to say that you'll see this on eBay. They're great, except they're very short, and it's a bit of a worry. Now that I've been messing about with it here, I'm a bit more confident. I've taken the springs away from the back, so maybe that didn't help. It's still the length, it's just very tight. If it was another, maybe even 3mm, but 5mm, I would feel better. Also, they're very narrow, you know, in diameter, so that maybe there's not the axle, there's too much space in between the axle, but really I think it's tough enough in that, you know, and it's not bent at all after 6 months or anything. If it bent, I would be really worried, or snapped, of course, but it's titanium. But they're beautifully designed, and the weight you can save, like 60 grams, maybe even 100 grams if you get old type skewers. So it's just something to think about. I'm glad I bought them. It would be even better if they done the self-locking type, and you could maybe remove this and maybe just lock it with an Allen key there or something. That might even take a bit more weight off it and make it safe, because it looks like the self-locking thing's really going to take off, because it's a good idea. Most of them, they've got it seems like an Allen key of an own size that you won't get from a toolbox normally, although I have seen ones where they are just normal size, like they don't give you a tool, it's just say a 5mm Allen key. You can say that a thief could have a 5mm Allen key, but probably there'll be less and less chance, you know. Although a keen thief will probably have a set of Allen keys with them. Yeah, looking at them, they both seem to be getting marked on the handle side. I don't know what that means. Is it good or bad, or doesn't matter? But They're fantastic for the weight and that, and design and style. Alright, it's all over, apart from the packaging. My final conclusion, yes but no, but yes, but no, but yes. But I don't know. To lock it, the name will always be on the outside. It only locks one way. That way opens it up. Lock. From what I've seen, the big bit goes on the inside. It's a bit fiddly when you're outside and that, but you'll get there. Because the other bit's big, so I'm presuming that'll be the same. This bit moves about. Not so much that side, but still a bit.